Well, hello, and welcome back to the September online program for the alumni of the Sunshine Coast Health Center. And September's program is all about the keys to happiness. And so, this fifth key to happiness that the researchers have been discovering is all about what's called community, and some of them call it communion. But the basic idea behind this is that if you're going to be happy, one of the things you got to figure out is how to find a sense of belonging with the world. And this can be with a lover, with your family, with your neighbors, with your community, as a citizen of a nation. But this sense of I'm part of that, I'm a valuable part of this community. And one of the terrible things about addiction, if not, some people actually say it's the worst thing about addiction, is this feeling of I'm different. I do not belong. I'm not like those other people. Even things like if you've been at a family gathering, right now you want to do is get loaded, and all these people are there, and even though you're part of the family, in a sense you aren't, because you got your mind going, geez, somehow I got to get out of here and get loaded, right? So even at something that's supposed to be enjoyable, like a family get-together, you don't really feel you're part of. And as most of you have experienced, one of the final stages of drug use is generally being alone, right? So lots of stories from the clients here. Yeah, I used to go to the bar and drink, but in the end, I just went to the liquor store, bought a bottle, went to my bedroom, closed the door, and just drank it by myself. And so this idea of being alone, and all of you I know have personal experience with just how horrifying this feeling actually can be, to feel that you're separate from the rest of humanity, which by the way is of course why you would end up for a long time just hanging around other people who are using drugs like you were, right? Because at least you had some sense of community. At any rate, this sense of community we're discovering seems to be one of the keys to recovery, this feeling of belonging, to feel part of. It's actually one of the great benefits of being a member of AA, NA, CA, MA, all those 12-step programs, right? And they keep talking about this community of suffering addicts, our fellow addicts. And so we have meetings, and even the 12 steps is written we, right? It's not I, right? So we want to get this sense of it. Because one of the things we know about psychology, or from psychology now, is the concept that we are relational beings. We are actually hardwired for community, as the scientists say. It may be in our very makeup. It may be part of who we are as a human being, is to be part of a big group. In fact, I was listening to this guy by the name of Roy Baumeister, one of these genius researchers, and he was saying that the reason little human kids take so long to develop, like a 5-year-old is still dependent, is in fact they have to figure out how to live in a community. That's kind of an interesting comment. Anyway, that's Baumeister's way of looking at things. But this whole concept of feeling part of is essential for community. And so at its best level, the concept is you should be feeling as comfortable having tea with the Queen of England as you do talking to some poor soul in the downtown east side. In other words, there's this feeling of comfort. So one of the keys to recovery, it seems that the research is pointing out, is to find this sense of belonging. And that's why we encourage you, for example, to face your fears. If, for example, you've never gone to a dance clean and sober, and it scares you, oh my God, people are looking at me, geez, and you think you're going to feel like a total idiot. One of the things is actually go do it. Yeah, actually force yourself, overcome your fear, and go to one of the AA dances or NA dances and just see what it's like. Is everyone actually looking at you, or are you going to find out the reality, which is frankly no one really cares, right? So, and you get over this fear, and it doesn't matter how good you can dance or not. And then, so now I feel a sense of belonging, or if you're interested in the 12-step program, to keep searching for a meeting you like, a place where you do feel as if you fit in. So many people I've known who've told me, oh, well, I went to AA for 6 months, but, you know, it didn't really work that well. I wasn't really comfortable there, and I was only going because I thought I should go, and so no sense of comfort at all. And that's not a good thing for human beings. Everybody needs a sense of belonging. Or in your family, if things aren't working out, this is not good for recovery, right? If you're, every time you go home, if home is not a safe place for you, a sanctuary, this is not a good thing for recovery, because you've got to get that feeling of being comfortable. And as I mentioned, the research now is beginning to really back that up, is that we know people who have this sense of belonging in a community, that they do well in recovery. And by the way, this is a human thing. This isn't just addicts. I mean, this is for every human being. Is one of their fundamental jobs in life is to find the sense of belonging, to find the sense that I'm a worthwhile part of this community of people. But little things that this can help you out with is if you don't know your neighbors. I don't know, you live in a big apartment building and you really don't know them, go out of your way and meet them. Get that sense of belonging, right? If you're uncomfortable with, I don't know, something at work, right? Do something to address it, because this feeling of being uncomfortable is not a good thing for recovery. In fact, we know it's one of the key predictors of relapse. So anyway, that's our September online program. So we've given you 5 of the keys to recovery. And we'll see you in October with a new topic.